Welcome back to Norn's Network. My name's Kate, and today I will be talking to you a little bit about JavaScript and Vue. So, JavaScript is a pretty difficult language, and it takes a long time to learn. And being a college student, I barely have enough time to complete my assignments. So, I wouldn't say that I'm very fluent in JavaScript. But I do have a very basic understanding of creating a very basic Vue component. Now, Vue is a JavaScript library and it's defined on its website as a progressive framework for building user interfaces. Basically, that means that it assists with front-end development in web-based user applications. Um, when you create a Vue component, the HTML can be modified without regard to the data, which means that it's easily adaptable. So if you have your Vue component linked to a library, that information can be changing and Vue does all the work, and HTML and CSS display the information that is given by the Vue component. So here you see that I have a component of my resume from last week, if you remember from last week's video. But I created a resume using HTML and CSS. This week it's a little bit different because I used Vue to create a component to display this information. Here in the HTML, you'll see that I imported the Vue library, and here I started making the Vue component. So here's where I'm entering the information. So job title, and I have aspiring web developer and data analyst. If you go up to the HTML, you'll see that I have a job title right here in between two curly braces. So a job title like that works kind of like a variable if you know Java. Um, Here in the HTML, it's kind of like a toString. So we're passing the information through the HTML and CSS, and it's displaying it for us. But you'll see, like if I were to change this name dot first and just write Caitlin, it'll look the same right now. But if the information were to change down here, like if I change this, Jessica, nothing will change because I'm not calling the first name variable. So if you were working with a database, this would be ineffective because the Caitlin is sort of static. It's always there. It's never going to change because there's no variable related to it. But if I go back to name.first, and let's say we were talking about my brother Matthew, we were making a resume for him, then that would change. Um, you'll see here that for the links, it's a little bit different formatting than these curly braces. So there's this vbind command, which is a part of the which is a Vue command, and it's used to assign values to HTML attributes from linked sources. So let's say I got real sick of having this profile picture of me and I wanted to change it to something cuter. So I got this picture of a dog. Um, I go down to this photo. Okay, I see that it's in photo. And I see that there's this picture in photo, but instead I want to put this picture in. And now there's an adorable picture of a puppy instead. So if this was accessing a database, it would take the picture that was included in the database and that would pop up. So it wouldn't always be a picture of me. So that's the basics of Vue, and that's how you make a component. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next week.